Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right. I am John Palacio.
And I'm Marlene Cuellar, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Yep, a moist Wednesday morning out, but that's evident from last night, because last night here in the city we got some serious rain.
Yes.
Oh my God, but you know what? It felt so good for the rain to be beating on the roof. My goodness, it felt so good. I'm feeling good.
Right.
It's not as hot this morning. It's just cool.
Yeah, I gotta tell people though, you gotta be careful. The mosquitoes are alive.
Oh,
and oh wait, the rain. I mean, we were already seeing it for a while before, but with the rains last night, they're definitely out. And we do gotta keep on reminding people that there is the threat of dengue.
Yes, there
are quite a number of cases, so do keep that in mind. Whole idea is no get bite. Put on your I was gonna say sunblock, but repellent.
Your repellent.
And remember to clean up your yards and ensure that there are no items that are collecting water to continue to breed more mosquitoes.
You know, and for the mere fact that we see a rise in dengue simply means that a lot of us were not necessarily taking heed of what to do with our yard space, and if there's something in there that you know could collect water. These animals, these insects, they don't need a lot. They just need a little bit of water. They reproduce there, and that's when things just happen. There's so many devices right now. All you need to do is to do some research. There are devices out there that could repel mosquitoes or repel insects, and you need to get one of those so we could eventually continue to live a healthy lifestyle.
That's right. Okay, well, we got to get moving into our show. Just a couple of reminders, of course. We are less than 1 week away of the premiere, or the live show premiere, I should say, of KTV Latino.
Oh, yes. Just about 6 days away. Next Tuesday, it's going to be the live show. And my goodness, we watched, yesterday I got the opportunity to watch online yesterday morning. And yesterday evening again, I watched on the TV, of course, KTV. For those
the audition show.
Yeah, the audition show. And my goodness. My goodness.
Yeah, quite a bit of talent there. I said there's some that need a bit of polishing. I gotta say that much.
Yes.
But that's the great part of the show. If they make it through to the live show, we can definitely see them working on their craft and becoming better over the span of the show. And you never know. You know, one that started off a little bit rocky on the audition may end up being a favorite and being voted in as a champion. You just never know.
And that's the thing. Nobody ever comes in to the audition and then people could eventually pinpoint that, you know what, that person is going to be.
Yeah.
Because you could have a wonderful voice. But the thing about it though, you need to interact with your folks. You need to interact with the crowd, and you need to ask them to make sure that they vote for you, because the voting power is not in the hands of the judges, but in the hand of you right there at home, the viewers and those who are participating at the show. We've got two other judges this time around, Captain Roby and also Miss
Cindy Rowland.
Miss Cindy Rowland.
And we also have Carlos Perote.
There we go. Carlos is in there. I can't wait to hear from Carlos. But one of the things that's coming out of the judges, they're always telling everybody you need to work on the stage presence. So we know now what a lot of people will be working on. So this time around, from show number 1, it's going to be hit after hit after hit, because the judges already told them what to do. So this coming Tuesday, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So tickets are already out, and so you can get them. They're $5 each, and take out the family, enjoy the live show. There are going to be some great performers there for the opening night. You definitely don't want to miss it.
Marlene, it is a family show, and so therefore we want for the entire family to come on out and enjoy what you've got to offer. Scream for your favorite, vote for your favorite, and let's enjoy KTV Latino season. It's season what?
It's season 4.
It's season 4. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so we got to get moving into the rest of the housekeeping, and we have a special birthday shout out.
It goes to none other than Marvin Manzanero. Happy birthday to you, Marv.
All right,
birthday.
Dr. Manzanero, of course, a well-known face or Director of Health Services. We do hope you're having a great day today. It's just getting started. Do enjoy, and we hope there's cake and lots of love. And that greeting comes from all of us here at Channel 5 and Open Your Eyes.
That's right.
And we do want to remind everyone that, of course, if you want to be featured in our birthday shout out, you simply have to contact the producer. You send in an email to oye@channel5belize.com, and we can feature your loved one in our birthday shout out.
That's right. So here we go now as we take a look at the weather. And on the line is Angelia Guy. Angelia, good morning.
Good morning.
And how are you today?
Good, and you?
I am doing excellent. I got some good rest in because of the rain. So that's your fault. I'm blaming you. Only kidding there. But let's jump on into it. We see the moisture over the city and over parts of the country. Tell us about the general situation.
Okay, well, last night we had thunderstorm, and this morning had thunderstorm activity offshore. The closest to the coast was Belize City. We have a broad area of low pressure that's over the northwestern Caribbean, and so it's giving us a bit of different winds. We're getting westerly to northwesterly winds.
All right. And what is that going to do for us within the
So
next
that
24-hour
is
forecast?
that is generally keeping activity offshore, especially during the night and morning.
Okay.
Okay.
With the lighter winds over the mainland, with daytime heating, we expect a few showers on isolated thunderstorms over inland areas today, and then over most areas tonight
Okay. So we're
as the low moves closer to the area.
all right. And
And
what about
just to
yeah.
be clear, is this the low pressure system that NEMO sent out the advisory about yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
It only has a low chance of further development, but like I said, due to the wind shifts and the moisture it's bringing over, we will see some local effects from it.
Okay.
All right. And then what about our winds? Tell us about our winds.
Okay, the winds today will go from the northwest and north at 5 to 10 knots, and then become variable and light tonight.
All right. And what does that say for our temperatures?
High temperatures today will peak near 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 92 inland, and 84 in the hills. And tonight the temperature should fall to about 76 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 73 inland, and 68 in the hills.
All right.
Okay.
And our extended forecast?
Okay, we're expecting a similar trend for tomorrow. Isolated showers or thunderstorms in the morning, a few more over inland areas, and then also a few more over most areas tomorrow night.
And with the thunderstorms mostly over sea, do we have any advisories for people who are heading out to sea?
Not at this time.
Okay. All right, and let's take a look at what's happening in the tropic. So is there anything else we need to be monitoring?
Okay, for our area, not at this time, no.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you very much for that update.
You're welcome.
You have a great day today.
Thank you. Too.
All right.
All right. Thank you so very much, Miss Guy, and the forecasters at the National Met Service for that weather update. And like she said, we should expect some more rain across the country throughout the next, for the next few. But nonetheless, we're in a wonderful country. We're blessed. The hurricane season is here, and we want for you to be as prepared as possible and make sure that you've got your hurricane preparedness plan in place. Listen to the forecasters on duty, as there could be flooding in your area. So make sure that you hear what they've got to say, please. All right.
All right, so we're going to get moving into our show for today, and we're starting off with a very interesting conversation. We have a visiting professor from the University of Technology in Jamaica, and she actually made a presentation yesterday at one of the regional meetings. We're talking about cannabis and hemp production in the Caribbean, and she's going to be sharing some of the information that she presented and what her thoughts are on the region moving into this particular sector.
definitely. So we're looking forward to that segment. In segment number 2, we will be discussing with the Department of Youth Services National Youth Awards and application process. It's right around the corner again.
All right, and we're closing off with some information about an upcoming gala. We have representatives of Pathlight International who will be telling us all about the event. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into the show. So please stay tuned.
Yep, just like that. And we will be venturing off into our eye-opener. It's been a while since we've discussed it, and I think a lot of people always ask about it. Why not eye-opener? So we've got that here for you, and we'll discuss a little. So this is your opportunity to listen to the eye-opener.
That's right. A little bit of motivation, of course, taken from dailyom.com, and it goes like this. When we hide and try to be invisible and unseen by all, we are only really hiding from ourselves. At times, we've all wanted to crawl under a rock and hide away from the world. We may have preferred to be invisible rather than let other people see us or notice that we exist. This desire not to be seen often happens when we're feeling very hurt, angry, or simply wary of the world. And while we may console ourselves with the defense that we're shy, an introvert, or a loner, we may actually be hiding. Stepping out of the wings and letting your light shine is actually a way to serve the planet. We each have a responsibility to contribute to our community, and we do this when we let ourselves be seen. It doesn't do anyone any good when we try to hide. We're all beings of light, and we are here to light the way for each other. When we let ourselves shine, we become a bright mirror that others can see their own reflected brilliance through, and they can't help but want to shine also. Shine your light out into the world. Bless those around you by sharing your gifts, and watch the universe glow.
Oh my God. It's beautiful. Like you put this into a song. But you know, it's so touching, and a lot of people could definitely put themselves into it. As a matter of fact, I think everybody, there is always some time or some point in our life whereby we want to just hide. It's how we feel. It's because we're very hurt, or we're angry, or we're just simply weary of the world. We've got low self-esteem. When we hide and try to be invisible and unseen by all, we're only really hiding from ourselves, which is true. I always say that when you open to somebody, when you open up your mind to somebody, you open up your mind to the world, you're actually flourishing the world. You're actually feeding the world with a little of what you've got. So if we put all these things together, why can't we just share that love of knowledge?
You know, two things come to mind when I read it. One, I do want to be very honest and say that, you know, there's some things that we have to acknowledge, and mental illness is one. And sometimes there's a sign when people are really struggling in being able to cope, that they do become a bit of a recluse. And I think those are also signs that you have to look out for. I think it's okay to kind of box yourself in to recuperate. You just can't stay there too long. So I think I don't want to neglect to mention the mental health aspect of it. But I think in the larger picture, and I think what the eye-opener is trying to communicate is also something where we can all struggle with having the confidence to show our gifts. You know, there's a really funny thing about how we develop as adults. You know, as kids, we're celebrated for all the things that we do. But somehow as you get older, it feels a lot more uncomfortable to celebrate accomplishments, to acknowledge the strengths that you have, and to use them accordingly. And in fact, when we see people doing that, we say, oh, they're so confident. And there's some who say, oh, they're so full of themselves, you know? And so I think that it allows for a lot of people who don't have that level of confidence, who don't feel brave enough to share that gift, to not step out and share that gift with the world. And that's where I feel that the eye-opener is going. That sometimes we know we have something inside of ourselves, and you want to put it out there. You want to share it with the world. It could be a great singing, you can be a great singer, you can be a great writer, you can be a great musician, and that's just in the art section. Maybe you have the capacity in your workplace to do far more than you're actually doing, but you don't push yourself because it's uncomfortable, and we're fear of judgment, and we're fearful of many different things. But what you've done is that you've not only cheated yourself from being able to express these wonderful gifts that you've been blessed with, but you've also cheated the world of the benefit of that gift.
Definitely.
And so I feel that that's really where the eye opener kind of hits home for me, that sometimes we just have to be able to recognize that it does take a level of bravery to share these gifts that maybe no one has acknowledged, or you haven't seen, or you haven't shown before, but you can do it and also open the door for others. We look at other people who stand up in courageous acts and we say, wow, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can.
You really can, and I would say, you know what? Start today. Try something new. Try something that you've probably seen and you want to try. And you know, positive, of course. Positive, of course. And when you do that, Marlene, when you do that, you actually, because everybody, you've got a follower. I always say everybody is everybody's asset. When somebody is cognizant of that fact, you actually watch that individual and say, you know what, I could try and follow in that footstep or model something of that. It simply means that if you try something today, it works out for you, or you're comfortable with it, your mindset has now changed, you're actually a different person to a certain extent, what do you think is going to happen to the person that's right behind you? They will eventually try and do it. You see how it happened? You see how that worked? And these are the things we try to teach each other and try to show to each other, you know?
And I think I focus more on the bravery that comes from it. You don't always know the outcome. We are not psychic. We don't know how things are going to work out, and we just have to take that chance. You know, I think of my niece, and my sister's done such a wonderful job of her. She's 5 years old. And we acknowledge that you get fearful in doing things and putting yourself out there. In all, you know, what we've managed to do is ask her on days where she's especially nervous, like the first day of school. Just how big is your brave today? And it's just simply reinforcing for us the message that you need to be able to recognize that some days it takes a bit more courage. It doesn't mean you don't have it in you. It doesn't mean that you can't be able to accomplish what you're fearful of doing, but just knowing that you have to tap into that reserve. And that's why we encourage people, especially in sharing your gifts, find that big brave inside of yourself and go for it. You don't know how it's going to work out, and you know, you can't be sure that anything that you do will be without negative undertones or negative consequences, and criticisms will always happen. But just go for it. Share your gifts with the world.
And finally, for me on this would be that it also comes from the family setting. You know, as simple as having a conversation right around the table, man, a wife, or just your family, kids, having thoughtful conversations, having conversation of what the day was like, having that conversation of the first time something happened. What it does then, it actually, there is a trickle-down effect to the children. There's a trickle-down effect that, you know what, we could always have an open mind to things. It's a trickle-down effect for these children just to accept when things happen, even though they don't know the outcome. But at the same time, the family strength being placed within them would have given them the ability to say, you know what, I don't mind putting my foot out there in that water, because we discuss it at home and we know for a fact that everything is going to be okay.
That's right. So that is the eye-opener for today. And so we took a moment for some motivation, and what we'll do is go ahead and take a break, and we'll resume the show right after this. Please stay tuned. And we are back. We do have to apologize. Our first guest is not able to come in this morning as she is not feeling well. So we're going to shift gears and head into a flashback feature.
Wow.
So we're going back to 2009 and we are going to be taking a look at a visit at Gulisi School and Museum. So let's check that out.
Let's go, guys. 1, 2, 3, go.
Gulisi has been in existence for 2 years. This is our second year of operation. We opened our doors last year, September the 1st, 2007. We are constantly growing. Our enrollment at present, we are at 119 students, which speaks volume because when we started our school with 76 students. And today there we are at 119. We are still operating our preschool. We have Infant 1, Infant 2, and we have now expanded to Standard 2. Next year, we go Standard 3.
Aba, Biama, Unua, Gadoro, Sengu.
The objective of Gulisi is to teach children to be accepted of who they are. We accept all children of all different cultural background because Belize is a multicultural society. Hence, we have an open door policy, but mostly the emphasis is on Garifuna. It is of utmost importance because we are tending to lose our language, and because we are losing our language and we are losing our cultural identity, hence we see it fit to bring it back into the classroom because education is transmitted. What is taught stays with the children. It is very, very important for them to be in such an environment because they too are made aware, of where they come from and who they are. So it is very important to develop that in them because it is inborn in them, but it was asleep, and this school has awakened that Garifuna duo in our students. Masaraga. Look at it, Masaraga. Uduru. So Abalaludu. There are many, many challenges. We are having workshops, sessions to educate our parents as well as the community at large to be accepting of this program here because not everybody see it fit that Garifuna be taught in school. So the education has to be ongoing because some people feel that why teach Garifuna when the language of instruction, the language of our country is English and then Spanish as the second language. But we know that the children's mother tongue is very, very important, and the children must not at any point be stopped from speaking in their mother tongue. They must be encouraged to express themselves in Garifuna, in Creole, in Spanish, and then English be brought into the classroom as a second language. But whatever the language the child brings from home, we must work with that. That is the difference there.
On a teaching period, I just started September of this year, but I've been working with them for the past year as a volunteer. Just by volunteering last year, I noticed that the excitement that went through me when I know that you can teach and you can actually speak your language here at the school. And I'm watching children playing and I want to talk to them in Garifuna, and I'm like, but I can't because they don't understand. A lot of them do not understand it. So it was so important that I become a part of this institution so I could teach and play and react with the children.
This is my first year teaching here at Gulisi from preschool, and I enjoy being here. And to me, it's like a call for me to be here with my ancestors as a Garifuna person. When I got the offer to come to Gulisi preschool, I first thought about it, but another side was telling me, Faye, it's your call. It's your ancestors calling, so it's your time to present.
I started teaching in 1966, and of course I went abroad and I taught there too. But Gulisi, for me, as a matter of fact, when I came back, I had heard about the school, and I was hoping I could get a chance to work here. We are actually targeting the Garifuna children to speak Garifuna. However, we accept children who are non-Garifuna, and of course, when we are teaching the Garifuna there, we are hoping that they too will pick up. It is important. We have seen our language growing, and we see the importance of capturing it for those who have actually lost it, for them to capture, and for those who are still speaking even a little bit, for them to become fluent.
And right now, the interaction that we have with them, it is so great. And they look forward to the drumming and the singing and the dancing of Garifuna. So we know that will not die anytime soon.
There's a hopefulness in Gulisi. I, for so long, had hoped and prayed and tried to see Garifuna. I am Garifuna, I'm a passionate Garifuna. And I have been passionate about seeing Garifuna, take its place among other languages in the written form as well as in the oral form.
Let's turn back to the first page. The theme for Gulisi Community Primary School is Education for Excellence. Tishugud na wale eskwela ya Gulisi furende lo awan seroni. I feel real blessed. I feel real honored to be appointed the principal of this school. I love my culture. And by doing this, I am of service to my people. So I love being of service to my people and ensuring that the Garifuna culture will survive.
I sent my child to Gulisi so she can know who she is and appreciate her culture.
Do you see any difference in her, like when she goes home? Does she have more interest in learning Garifuna? Does she speak it better? Anything like that?
Whenever she reads, she will say, Mami Bete Benafi, and so she learn and counting the 1, 2, 3 in Garifuna.
And how it makes you feel?
Proud.
No, wafundera ida lubala wadigune tida walibulu. We are going to learn how to solve the problem in our notebooks, right?
I find out that the young kids of today, they hardly talk Garifuna. But right here, so now you keep in tune with the culture. At the end of the day, when the man gets home, you can find out that the man got a lot of things to say in Garifuna. So the man really learn a lot.
How do you feel when he comes home and he's speaking more Garifuna to you?
I feel nice, man. I feel really great about it. Make I feel joy.
So do you speak to him in Garifuna as well at home?
Yeah, we talk to him in Garifuna. As a matter of fact, even when he go to his grandmother not talk real to him. He talk Garifuna. That when he come from school and he go to his granny and he start to say different things in Garifuna, his grandma feel good too.
Start your morning right.
And welcome back to Open Your Eyes, and we are now moving into our second segment for the morning, and Department of Youth Services, yes, the National Youth Awards and application process, that's what we've got going on here. And I see some robotics. I see some good people in. Now in with us, we've got Ada Escobar, Communications Officer at the Department of Youth Services. We also have Sergio Pitch. Is Sergio here? Yes. Sergio is here. Yes, he's a team member, Belize Robotics Club, and I could see that. I see as well Kent Haylock, who is a team member as well, and Jasmine Armstrong, Youth in Sports, for this entire thing here. Yes. So guys, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And it's so nice to have you in.
Yes, we're excited to be here this morning with so many talented young people.
All right.
Well, this gives us such a great opportunity because the National Youth Awards are held every year, but we don't always get to meet the winners.
Yes.
So you're preparing for the announcement of the new winners and the nomination process, but
Right.
these are the 2018 winners in Innovation and Technology. And Youth in Sports. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of you, man. So let's jump on into it. Now, tell us about this entire thing.
Well, yes, our Belize Youth Awards, as you said, happens annually. We're very excited about it. And the deadline for our young people to apply is coming up. It's the 11th of October.
All right.
So this is kind of a last call to all our young people who maybe like to wait last minute to apply.
Yeah.
You know, to come out, and we brought some amazing winners with us to kind of motivate people as well. And
Yeah.
the awards are happening on the 15th of November. We have 16 categories to choose from.
Wow.
So these are only 2 of them. We have 2 new categories, one of them being Social Media Influencer Award.
Wow.
So if anybody is out there and uses their social media for any positive influences, whether that be through the environment or that be through, you know, just positive measures here in Belize,
Yeah.
that is something. We also have a unionism award happening because I'd like to mention that our young people are from ages 15 to ages 29. So there's a lot of, you know, in those 20s, people that are already doing things for their unions, whether that be locally or just overall in Belize. So we'd like to, you know.
There's also the National Student Union as well that was formed earlier this year.
Right.
But so how does it work? How is one eligible to win this award? The age category is one part, but who nominates? Can you nominate yourself?
Right, that's a great question. You cannot nominate yourself, and family cannot nominate you.
Okay.
So it would have to be a coach, or, I mean, if you're doing so many amazing things, so it won't be hard for you to find anybody out there who knows what you're doing and will nominate you. And you can ask someone to nominate you, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Or someone can just decide, oh, I know a young person that should be nominated.
Yeah.
So first of all, we have our application form online, and the easiest way to find it is if you go on our Facebook page, Department of Youth Services. It's pinned right to the top.
Okay.
The Belize Youth Awards, and there's a Google form link that you click on, and it's very easy. It immediately takes you on the 16 categories. You choose the one, and then from there, all you need to do is write their name. You give us a reference letter that needs to be from someone outside of the nominator, which again shouldn't be hard if it's someone, you know, very talented.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is that the young person needs to either give us a 300-word essay or a 500-word essay or a 3-minute video. Either one is fine. So if you don't like writing, you don't have to write. You can do the video. But some people are shy and don't really want to do the video, and they prefer writing. So we're giving that option to either person as well.
Nice.
Excellent. So this video would be what? That person just saying why they think they should win, or that person, like for instance, Jasmine being a youth in sport, doing some juggling somewhere around there. What does it entail?
It's very creative. It's up to them. So you can do that, definitely. You can also share with us past video clips of, so for example, Jasmine would share with us her saving a goal, you know, saving her team from losing by stopping a ball from entering. Or our robotics team, they can share with us videos of them with their robots that they've actually brought here today.
Yes, because they know we like toys.
Yes. So it could be anything. If you don't necessarily want to show your face so much, it can just be, we have an entrepreneurship award. So someone who has a business, they can show us their business.
Yeah.
You know, and so we have a journalism award. So maybe that person, they have an option. They can send us the essay. They can send us videos of them doing journalism.
Doing your work.
Yeah, we have Young Musicians Award. So really, the video can be.
How competitive are the awards?
Yeah.
Well, some categories are definitely more competitive than others. I'd want to say our biggest 2 are the sports category, which is why we've divided our youth in sports into male and female, because it gets so competitive. And our academic excellence award is also very, yeah, we have very intelligent people here in Belize.
Yeah.
So I would say those are our 2 most popular. But overall, we do get, you know, people throughout.
It's a
belize.
very wide range of categories
Yes.
that you have. I think it's from, you talk about different youth groups,
Yeah.
active youths in society, sports. Tell us of some of the other ones that people don't know about as much.
Okay, well, we have the Diversely Abled Award.
Okay.
And that just means someone who either has a physical or a mental impairment, and that hasn't stopped them from doing great things in Belize, or from helping with social issues, or just influencing young people overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so also we have, I'm trying to think about ones. Oh, visual arts. Visual arts category, and that can be painters, sculptors, however they want to do art, if they use clay or glass or anything like that. As I mentioned the journalism one because a lot of people don't know that one as well. We also have the Leadership and Advocacy Award.
Yeah.
So anybody who just is being a leader in their community, in their schools, in the country. We have I'm trying to remember the ones, as you said, that might not be so commonly known. We have I mentioned Young Musician. Well, we have the Environmental Steward Award. And I know that's big right now with the Sustainable Development Goals and trying to stop single-use plastic. So it can be a young person or it can be a group.
Okay.
So for all of these categories, by the way. Yeah.
So with the groups, because you have the youth category, what does that mean? I mean, if it's a youth group from a school, it has to be a group of young people.
Right. It would have to be a youth of exactly, a group of
young
young people, yeah. So we have two categories specifically for groups as well, actually. We have Youth Club of the Year, and then we have Student Government. So student government would be schools, would be people in schools, of course, that are not only helping their schools, but kind of going out of that and helping communities or doing other things apart from that. But Youth Club of the Year, that would be very versatile. That can be any youth group, anywhere
Even
in
a
Belize.
church group?
Yes.
Or,
Actually, last year's winners were a church group.
Okay.
Yeah. So it could be anything. Yeah.
So as long as they're vocal, as long as they're making that impact within the youth that they serve, the youth can actually vote for them to be a part of this one.
Yeah.
So
Once
how
they're
long have
nominated.
you been doing the Youth Awards?
Well, I would easily say over 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which means we've had so many outstanding young people being recognized for their contributions. And I want to bring it over to them to be able to talk a bit about what it meant for you. So let's talk about the Robotics Club. And when you found out that you were going to be nominated, what was the response internally?
So at first, we didn't know that we were being nominated. So it took us a while to understand what was happening. So we had to do some research and background as to what all this pertains.
Yeah.
So then when we got into it, we were kind of excited to see that we're going into a competition, at another competition, because we just came back from First Global.
Yeah.
So that was a big competition too. So when we came back, it was a good decision that we're participating in this. So we were kind of excited to go, and when we arrived there, we saw all the amount of people that were there, so we were like even more excited.
Yeah. And tell me about your experience when they announced that you guys won, because there's a big award night, right?
Yes, ma'am. My experience, it was overwhelming for me because I was in sophomore year, and this was my first time being at such a major event, and when I saw all the competition that I had, I felt like I wasn't gonna get the award, but when I saw the award, I wanted to break down in tears.
Wow, that's what you call tears of joy.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I wanted to get at was that, and you guys actually brought your robots with you. Tell us about your robotic club. I didn't know they had one of those in our country, robotic club. Tell us about it. How many people in it? What can you do to be a part of it? Tell us about it.
So I've been in the robotic club since Standard 5, and because of that, the BHS had nominated me to go and represent the country in First Global. And after First Global, we've had the First Lego League, where we asked schools, primary schools, to come and participate. And we would challenge all the schools in a friendly competition. And when you see the joys on the kids' face to see that what they've built actually works, it warms your heart to know that you're changing their lives.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I think that clearly in a category like innovation and technology, there's so many different areas where people are moving into innovation.
Yeah.
You know, you got people making apps, you got people who compete annually, I know, in the Raspberry Pi, the PSU thing, and we know that you guys have been very active in robotics as well. Why do you think your group stood out so much last year? Don't be scared to
I
talk
mean,
about your accomplishments.
So our school is based on IT.
Yeah.
So we go into different various competitions against sixth formers, and I guess we have an over edge and everything because we have such a in-depth curriculum with IT. So even though we're in class and learning IT, some of our students and some of my friends too, we go home and we do some even more research and we try it at home.
Yeah.
So we do programming at home even though we have homework. So we do homework, then we go to something else.
Yeah.
We have the robots here and we mess with them to like get a better understanding as to how we can like bump up our level of intelligence with them. And then as well as we do other side projects as well with the Raspberry Pi. We do these MBOTs to see what all we can integrate each other with.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it still fun when it's schoolwork, but
Yeah,
also a club?
Well, when it's club time, you like kind of have a laid back. But when you have homework and all of this pile of work compiled, then you try to limit how much you can do at the same time.
Yeah, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it's still fun overall.
Yeah. It's fun when it's actually the robot, maybe not programming
Yeah.
itself,
I mean,
right?
sometimes you kind of get frustrated because like you're programming something and like you find an error somewhere there, and then you have to like go back and check
Yeah.
what you did wrong and everything. And then when you like finally get the program to work, then you feel okay, an excitement right there.
And what is it like working with the little ones? You do your summer, it's summer, right? That you do it with the schools. What is some of them may not have been exposed to robotics at all. What do you tell them about it, and what's the typical reaction that you'd get?
So for me, when I first started robotics, I didn't have no clue, and I would tell them how I handle it. And my teacher, Mr. Sosa, he took me step by step through what I need to know about robotics. And that's what I did with the little kids at the First Lego League.
Excellent.
And did they all love it?
Yes. Every single one of them were smiling with joy.
Why their teacher is over there and he's proud. I could see it. You still get joy out of this, but why did you want to do this? I'm trying to sit here wondering, okay, well, I'll play the car, please. But these guys are actually doing what made you want to do this? There's so many people right now saying, man, this man answered this question, I want doing a robotics too. So what made you want to be a part of it?
At first, I didn't know robotics was a thing, but then it was until I did the summer school that I fell in love with robotics. And I want to make it my career and to further develop robotics to make it where you have mankind and robotics walking among the streets together.
Wow, that's tough. That's deep. All right, guys, thank you. We've got Jasmine here. Jasmine Armstrong is female, actually a national team. Yes, a national team goalkeeper. She has represented our country at a top level as well. Jasmine, once again, welcome. Tell us about yourself. What was it like when you got nominated and when you got that win?
Well, being nominated was a milestone for me. I think personally that my goal is to not only create the moment for myself, but create the moment for young girls that follow behind me.
Yes.
And so for me, all of this is just a pathway that I'm making for them, especially in sports. We know that at a certain level, we're underdeveloped than most countries when it comes to female in sports. So whatever I'm doing now, I think of it as not for me, but something that I can see young females benefiting from later on down the road. So it was quite a moment receiving the award, and it made me appreciate everything that I've been doing and understand that there's somebody out there seeing the work that I'm actually doing.
Excellent.
So tell me about when you found out you were nominated, before you won the award.
I had just come out of, I was in camp actually, preparing for the season, and I had just come out of camp, and my aunt called me and she told me that I had been nominated for the award, and I didn't make it a big deal. I was like, okay, you know, thank you. And then I think it was a couple weeks after that that I began to see the ads on TV. I started to realize how big of a deal this actually was.
And as you heard Ida say, it's a very competitive category.
So out of all those people that were nominated, you actually got the win. So when you got your award, what was that feeling like? Tell us about that feeling.
I think it was a feeling of accomplishment more than anything. I think it was a feeling of, you know, more of a drive than anything. for me to keep going. Like, know that somebody's seeing, somebody's gonna benefit from this. I gotta keep going against all odds.
Yeah. Tell me, you're very accomplished, and you were able to gain this award now, but women in sports in general tend to be very under-recognized.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've been working so hard that sometimes it almost feels like you'll never have that breakthrough moment, right?
Yeah.
What keeps you focused, and who helps to keep you focused?
Yeah.
I think out of, well, my family, of course, they help me a lot to keep me focused, but in the sporting arena, I would say my club.
Yeah.
My club, they keep me focused. They keep me focused in school and what I'm doing, and they keep me energized.
Yeah.
Like they always boost me up, and they're like, Jazz, we see what you're doing. We see the work that you're putting in. Just keep going. Someday it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We recently came back from a tournament in Nicaragua about 2 weeks ago, and it was a very successful tournament in terms of female football here in Belize, and it was kind of a breakthrough tournament for me as a goalkeeper. And we sat and we talked about it, and they were like, these are the moments. These are the moments that are gonna make you. These are the moments that are gonna separate you from the others. So it's just the simple little events and things that keep happening give me that drive to keep going on.
And what did this award do in pushing you, or did it push you even further into what you want to accomplish?
It definitely pushed me further. I mean, just thinking about my week and my day's work, whether it's with school or going at the gym or going to workout, sometimes I feel that I don't even have time for myself. But it's just that drive and knowing that it's gonna be all worth it. It keeps the spirit alive.
Kent said that his goal is to continue in robotics, and said that he hopes for one day man and robot could actually be walking the streets together. What's your goal? Where do you see yourself after this?
I see myself somewhere in Sports Council. I see myself somewhere out there working with females, whether it's keeping them in school or building a club or doing something in that area that allows, female in sports to feel that they're one of everybody else that's out there. A lot of our Central American countries, they're well ahead of us, well advanced, and there's a lot of talent in the country.
Of course.
And I see our flag holding up a trophy someday, and I want to be a part of that.
Nice.
So,
and we look forward to it.
I look forward to it.
I tell you may come on go play, no?
So I mean, these are but they're the 2018 winners.
Yeah.
So they
Two of the 16.
Two of the 16. Wow.
So I think these stories alone kind of show the need for the awards, because otherwise we may not have been exposed to some of the great work that young people are doing.
And there are many young people that are doing work and maybe don't need the recognition or are not asking for it, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't give it to them. Especially here in Belize, where we hear young people, sometimes it might not come with a positive story behind it. Maybe they're on the news for other reasons. So we'd love to highlight all of the ones that really are doing great things.
And I think it's, there's nothing wrong with the humility that some people have in not wanting to advertise everything that they do.
Of course.
But I love what you said. It doesn't mean that they're not deserving of the recognition.
Right.
And sometimes it means even more so they are.
Yes, exactly.
It opens doors. And I think that's one more question I wanted to get back at you, Jasmine. There are girls who watch this right now. I remember we met a young lady from SC who's a great ball player, basketball player.
Yes.
There's so many young girls who are out there. I look at Kaya Katus all the time, kind of like the soul voice talking about women in sports, women in cycling.
She was our 2017 winner for female in sports.
And just went to the lineup the other day as one of 2 women competing in a race. And so there are young girls out there watching thinking, man, I just got to give this up. Like, this is not going to go anywhere for me. And then they hear you and your story and your goals. What would you say to them?
I would say to them that being a teenager is hard. You make choices that you think they're good for you, or you make choices based on what's going on around you, and that's okay. But when it comes to female in sports, it's a personal growth type of thing, a personal drive. At some point you're gonna have to realize that it's It's you against the world. And it starts with one person. Maybe there might not be a lot of females that think like me, but I'm gonna be the 1 out of 10, and then eventually they're gonna be 2 out of 10, and then 3 out of 10, and that's how we make a bunch. So when it comes to females like that, I just want to tell them that it's all about keep going. It's all about that personal drive. If nobody believes in you, believe in yourself. Make them believe. I always say that, everything is crazy until somebody does it.
That's right. That is absolutely right.
Wow.
And moving over to our robotics club, I think what we can definitely appreciate is that you are working towards introducing. I mean, you're learning the skills for yourself, but you're also passing it on to other young people. And where some of the more developed countries already have this in their curriculum, you guys are doing it as a club. What would you say to other schools and other students about venturing into new areas beyond the traditional activities?
For me, I think as a country, Belize is growing, and I see IT can really improve the country and have more kids. Like on the news we hear negativity a lot, so I'm hoping that with robotics we could bring more positivity into the country and just show that Belize is on the map.
But
nice.
guys, and how can we benefit from robotics? You got this, Sergio. How can we benefit from robotics? You guys are doing it, and from the mere fact we're doing it, there must be some reason or some way that our country could benefit from what you guys are doing there. How can we benefit from robotics?
So the main reason for robotics is to take off from humans and to venture off into compliance with everything. So when doing robotics doesn't mean that you have to be good at programming or whatever. So being in robotics, you can have creativity. You have the programming aspect. You have the designing aspect. So it doesn't matter if you're high in programming or low. It's the amount of people that come in together and share the same knowledge and critical thinking as to how to solve a certain problem. So if you do robotics, it doesn't mean that you have to be intelligent. You could be as low or in middle, but everyone comes along and share their thoughts as to how to venture off in this.
I love that you said that, because it is a teamwork approach too. I mean, your best programmer also needs somebody to generate ideas as well. And so that's what I want to find out. What cool things are you making your robots do now? You didn't bring
Put it
toys
up there.
for the
You didn't bring that and not going to let us see what happens.
So it doesn't just go forward and backwards, right?
So since we were coming on Channel 5, I said to myself, why don't I make the robot do a 5?
Well, let's see.
All right, that's a good cue to the cameraman. It's going to be from above, I guess, yeah?
All right, so
a 5.
Yeah, you program it.
All right. There's the swing. That's cool.
Wow. Ken, thank you, man.
How difficult is it to program it to do that?
Programming takes some time.
Yeah.
I'm not big of a programmer. I'm more of an engineer. I like to build. But when you figure it out, it makes you feel happy to know that you did it.
And you did that 5, man.
What have you been challenging yourself with recently? Because having this skill is one thing, but you also have the capacity to be able to create new ideas and show them off to the other students as to what the possibilities are with robotics. So what have you, does Mr. Sosa come in and say, okay, imagine you need to figure out a way to do this.
Yeah, so sometimes Mr. Sosa calls me to because currently I'm working on a website for the school. So that's kind of like a side project for me to add to my portfolio. But alongside the robots or whatever.
He says that,
So when doing robotics, we kind of tend to go on YouTube sometimes to see what we can do. And then we try to replicate there using home materials as well, and just having a board, Arduino board. Simple as these, and then we kind of tweak them out to work as to how we want to do something at home.
Yeah.
But that's a great platform from
Is
YouTube.
that your robot?
No, this is the school's robot.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
this
does
is
that
the
one do?
this is the club's
Clear.
one. So this is Kent. Kent built this one.
Okay.
Okay.
We got this kit when I was in the senior year.
Okay.
Okay.
So then Kent got this one. He built it. So this is Kent's little child.
And that's the school robot.
What do we
Yeah,
call
this is
him?
school robot.
I didn't really have a name for him.
You don't name your robot?
Call him the
So,
teacher.
so when we went to First Global, we actually named those robots.
Yeah, I
First
remember.
First
Global.
Global, we named those robots.
Yeah.
So this robot was an introduction as to the programming aspect. So this was a drag and drop kind of code.
Yeah.
So you have all the codes and you just kind of drag it and drop it, and then like it actually does the work for you right there.
Yeah.
So with the other robot, it was a little bit more challenging because you had to understand the background of it.
Yeah.
And like that took a little bit more time to understand.
All right.
Okay.
So that's the school robot.
Yeah.
So if you come late, you go on pinch. That's a big picture there.
I don't know how the parents would feel about that.
We're only kidding. We're only messing.
So
We're only
Ida,
messing.
these are, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so
And
very
I
much,
can
guys.
clearly hear from everything you've said why you were most deserving as the 2018 winners
Yes.
of the Youth Awards.
Yes.
And now we're looking for the 2019
Yes,
awardees.
and I would love to ask anyone watching to please nominate, because we as Department of Youth Services, we don't nominate,
Yeah.
and we're not the judges that choose either.
Yeah.
So we just plan the awards, and we see so many talented people. We see them on social media, we see them on TV, we see them in our communities, but if the public doesn't help us nominate them, then they can't win.
Yeah.
So please,
nominate.
yes.
And again,
please.
how can they nominate? You have to be ages from here to there.
The young people that are being nominated are between the ages of 15 and 29, but anybody can nominate those young people.
Except family. If you're
Oh, yes,
family,
yes,
you can't
yes,
nominate
yes,
them.
thank
And
you.
you can't
Except
nominate
You can't
yourself.
nominate
right, and you
yourself.
can't nominate yourself, right? So apart from that, you need to be a Belizean or a CARICOM citizen living in Belize for 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, because we understand a lot of people come from a very young age and they become Belizean. And you will need a reference letter from another person, just one reference letter. And again, as I said, either a 500-word essay or a 3-minute video showing us your talent, and that's it.
Nice. All right, and the application details available on the Department of Youth Services Facebook page.
Yep.
So you can definitely go there and check that out. Thank you all
Thank
for
you,
coming
thank you.
in.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you for
us.
sharing your stories and your latest developments and tricks. And Ida, we hope you get some great nominations for
Thank
this
you.
year's
Thank
award
you.
program. We are going to go ahead and take a break now, though, and when we come back, we'll be talking about Pathlight International's gala. So please stay tuned.
With over 100 years of service excellence in Belize, the Belize Bank Limited recognizes the importance of leading the way as we enter into this fast-growing technological
And welcome back, and we're now moving into our third and final segment for the morning. Pathlight International, Transforming Lives, Improving Education Gala. So this gala is coming up, and we're going to hear all about it in just a few. As a matter of fact, in to tell us about it is Dion Rodriguez, who is the co-director of Sponsorship Plus program. Consuelo.
No.
Antonisha.
Antonisha.
Antonisha, yes, script here. Antonisha is in with us, and along with Janelle, right? I got it correctly?
Janelle.
Janelle. Oh my goodness, the names nowadays. Janelle Jones. Guys, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
And it's nice to have you in. All right, so let's jump on into it. Pathlight International. Who's that?
Pathlight International has been sponsoring students in Belize since 2007. Mainly in the Cayo district, Belmopan.
Okay.
The birthing place was Jaguar Creek. And when they started sponsoring, it was about 15 students at the time, mainly in Armenia. And since then we have grown, expanded to Belize City.
Yeah.
So I'm the director for Pathlight for Belize City. And then we have Mariam, who is the director for Belize City. We have two amazing students here who we are happy that is part of the Pathlight family.
Yeah.
As a organization, we work in the education ecosystem, we call it.
Okay.
In that we sponsor students. We have 3 different programs under Pathlight.
Okay.
Sponsorship Plus, which sponsors students. We call it Plus because we also offer mentoring, leadership training, tutoring, character development, among other things with students. So
Okay.
students are required to go to our office. We have our office here in Belize City on Coney Drive, upstairs of Mama Mia's. Apart from the Sponsorship Plus, we have the teacher training program that Miss Consuelo and Miss Nilla are part of. They do teacher training. Just recently, they opened satellite in Corozal, and to allow teachers to go there to use different resources to enable them to because a lot of the stuff that teachers use, they don't know where to find it, and so Pathlight open a base where they can rent the items to enable them to be more effective in the class.
Because you offer resources or tools, really, to teachers to assist in educating the students, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the satellite is now established in Corozal, and then you have your base in Belize City.
Belize City and Belmopan.
So what's the third program? You said there are 3
The
things.
third program is our Community Partners program. We call
Okay.
that Community Partners in that we partner with the community where we get students from, because we sponsor students for high school.
Yeah.
So we get students from different primary school. And so we partner with the schools, asking them what their long-term goals are.
Yeah.
A lot of it is infrastructure. And so we help build classrooms. We have teams that come from the US that come down and help with projects. It's not only the teams that come down, but we work with the community leaders along with the principal to see the projects through.
So your gala is a fundraiser, and this fundraiser goes towards the Sponsorship Plus program?
It goes toward the 3
All
different
3 programs. All right.
Last year we had the leadership initiative, which was mainly towards the sponsorship program. And this year we decided to have all 3 programs participate.
Nice.
How many students we right now have under scholarships?
169.
What? And how can one apply for a scholarship from Pathlight?
We send out applications from the end of February, and then we receive it in May, and then we do interviews mid-May. How the application is open to anybody in Belize City, who wants to go to high school.
Okay.
It's open to any any school who want any primary school, because we have
You mean
from
any
last
part
year,
of the country,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, because last year we accepted students from 12 different primary schools from Belize City.
Yeah.
In Belize, in Belmopan, we had about from 6 different communities because we have different villages around Belmopan that attend school in Belmopan.
So we have 2 of your sponsored students with us, and I want to get into a conversation with them. Let's start with Antonisha. Antonisha, just tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Well, my name is Antonisha Javan. I am a 3rd form student at Edward Perrick High School. My major is industrial studies, which is basically home economics and chemistry and physics.
Okay.
I'm a peer helper.
Yeah.
And soon to be prefect, well, soon to be recognized prefect.
Okay.
I enjoy singing. I was here before.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
So tell me, you know, Pathlight, clearly it offers assistance in being able to pay for your education, but there are also, it's called the Plus program because it has all the other things. You're able to go do your homework, get some mentorship, leadership. Tell me how that component has really helped to shape who you are today.
Well, in primary school, I wasn't all that good in maths, and I didn't really like science. And now that I get the mentoring from Pathlight, and they help me with my supplies to do my homework, and they also help with the payment of my school fees. I get to worry less about basically how will I get money to pay what I need. Well, how my parents will get money to pay what I need to pay, and more on my schoolwork, so I get more time to study because I'm less worried.
Wow, wow. So you have a clearer mind in terms of getting your things done.
Yeah.
So there's actually an area at Pathlight or from Pathlight whereby you're able to get your homeworks done, get your work done. Wow. So it's that hands-on.
Yes.
All right, so let's jump on to Janelle. Tell us about your tell us about your way, how things are for you.
So my name is Janelle Jones. I'm a recent graduate of SCA and going currently now to St. John's College, Junior College. I'm majoring in business administration with accounting. I also enjoy singing too.
Really?
And coming to our environment in Pathlight, I was like really shy, and now I am able to see myself as a little more outspoken and being able to be here.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, you're on television, so that's pretty outspoken. But, you know, I guess that's what interests me more. I think the scholarship program, there's so many people in need, and that's wonderful when parents are able to get that help. But I think sometimes when we offer these life skills to children, like leadership skills and mentorship, it really does wonders. And clearly, by the way you girls articulate yourselves, it seems to be helping a lot. Tell me how being a sponsored student in Pathlight helped you through the school system itself. I mean, you're a prefect, you talk about moving away from being shy, now moving into junior college. How did that help you personally?
Well, it helps a lot in my pre-helper training because basically a pre-helper is one that's supposed to be there and help educate those who are in need, basically help them if they need a person to listen to. Pathlight has helped me majorly that because, for example, Janelle, whenever I had my problems, I would go to her and she would give me advice as to what better way that I can deal with my problems and stuff like that.
Wow.
Nice.
Excellent. But she's now a tertiary level student.
Correct.
Does the scholarship roll on along with her?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. That's one of the benefits of becoming a Pathlight student. Once, because we evaluate you every year, we suggest improvements. We work with the student to excel not only academically but also as interpersonally.
Yeah.
Gain the confidence. Right now we're working with our new first form students. A lot of them shy, but we know that as we work with them, they will gain the confidence.
So,
what's the format for after school then?
Yeah.
The after school students, we have a huge area where all of our students come. Even our tertiary level students have the access to our office to use internet research whenever they need. Likewise for our high school students.
Excellent.
So we have internet access to on all our computers to allow them to do their research. They struggle with any subject, they let us know. We find tutors to help them with that.
Is it a part of the criteria in keeping your scholarship that you must go to Pathlight?
Yes, that's a key part. Because without that, because of the evaluation that we do, grading ourselves as Pathlight, we noticed that when we didn't have it, our honor roll rate was very low. Now our honor roll rate is 73%.
Wow.
So.
And it's also helpful that the older ones can help the younger ones, right? So you're prepping her now for CXC next, and getting through all the SBAs.
Yeah.
So for you, Janelle, what was the major breakthrough from being shy to now not, breaking out of that? What made that happen for you?
What made it happen was that through the mentorship program, they have helped me to build my confidence because I lacked that a little bit, and now I'm able to go around assisting others, being able to do different activities like doing different talks to others. So coming from being shy to now, I have grown tremendously.
Yeah. All right. So clearly the experiences of Janelle and Antonisha are, they're only two of quite a few students who've gotten assistance through Pathlight. So your gala is meant to help to raise funds to supplement this program and others. How can people support? Where is it going to be, and how do they support?
All right. There are different levels of support.
Okay.
Could be financial. It could be people who want to volunteer. We want to start some dynamic clubs. I was interested in the team that just came off this with the robotics. We would definitely want to connect with them in regards to helping our students go that route. So there's opportunities for individuals, companies who would like to offer part-time jobs for students. Once they take that challenge, I know they will want our students back because of the work ethic and the discipline that we have deposited or trained them and instilled in them. Because I can use one example, we have many, but we have this guy who is working in Spanish Lookout at a huge company. He's planning to go and study psychology out of the country. He's a Pathlight trained student. He graduated his associates. The boss doesn't want him to go because it's difficult to find quality people like him. And so we can brag about a lot of students like that.
And he came out of Pathlight.
He came out of Pathlight. Currently we have a student, she's still going to University of Belize, working at Belize Bank, Belmopan. She started as an intern, just, over the summer going there. She worked so well, they accepted her.
Full-time?
Full-time.
Congratulations.
And so we have stories like that, and so we want to offer opportunities like that for companies if they would like to, because we have students as well who want to do media. And so this opportunity, because we look for different opportunities for our students. So during Easter break, we take days I think last year we came here. The students came here, they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They went to Tropic Air. So we, whatever skills.
You try to keep them exposed.
Yeah, exposed to different things and do a rotation, because they might say, I want science, but
yeah.
You would find that love in media. Or,
So we do rotations like that.
So businesses can open up to having them come in as interns, or even just to kind of get a knowledge of the place itself.
Correct.
You also look for sponsors?
Sponsors,
Yeah.
yes. We have sponsorship. We have our new students who Pathlight is sponsoring, but the way Pathlight work is that we connect a student with a sponsor.
Okay.
And so currently we have students who need sponsorship.
Okay.
Are there
So
any-
somebody wants to provide an education to someone, but they don't know how to go about it. They can contact Pathlight, and you will connect them with a child that needs a sponsor.
Correct. We will send them
That's
different
excellent.
bios. If they want a male, they want a female, they want somebody in
Yeah.
science,
Yeah.
they want business.
Nice.
Depends on.
And moving back to the gala as a fundraiser, it's this weekend, right?
Yes, this
Okay.
Saturday at the George Price Center.
Yeah.
It starts at 4. We have silent action. We'll have some display by students. Janelle will have some bracelets and chain that she
Nice.
designed and make. And we will have some art pieces by a student from Belmopan. Again, creating opportunities for students to be
So a lot of
exposed.
your students are going to be involved in the gala itself. You'll be
Yes.
singing?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course.
Janelle will be singing as well. You should hear them sing the national anthem.
Well, you could do it now if you want. Don't tempt us, right?
Yeah.
So where do people get tickets?
We have tickets. They can call my number, 600-2499.
Okay.
We have tickets available at our office here in Belize City, on Coney Drive. They can come anytime. We have tickets in Belmopan as well.
All right.
All right, so it's going to be from 4 until
7. It's a
all right,
short
3
trip.
hours, 4 to
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Excellent gala.
Yes.
And the proceeds go to
Pathlight
All
to
right.
enable, because we want more Belizeans to benefit, and also more Belizeans to contribute towards it.
Excellent. All right. Well, guys, thank you so very much. Now we know exactly what Pathlight does, and making sure that Belizean students get a touch of what life is supposed to be. Thank you guys so very much, and we wish you all the very best for this gala.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, we will take our final break for the morning, and when we come back, we'll be wrapping up. So stay with us.
as one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize.
For those who like to have unlimited options in life, don't let limits hold you back.
And we're back.
Yep, just like that, we're back. And just like that, the show has ended. We've come to the end of this morning's program. We want to say a big thank you to all those who took part this morning. It's so nice to know the innovation of our kids and robotics and female in sport. Oh my goodness, with Jasmine. So we know exactly the path to go.
Yeah.
All we need now is just that continued direction for them to be successful.
Yeah, so we do want to reiterate from the Department of Youth Services that their nomination call is still open, but only until October 11th. You can access the application forms on their Facebook page, so you can get it there, and it does have some requirements that you can check out in that application form to know who you can nominate and the different categories. There's 16 categories, so a lot of reasons as to why you can nominate an outstanding young person that you know. But take advantage of it, and as we can see from the 2018 winners that were with us, there are a lot of young people doing outstanding things. We get exposed to them every now and again on this show, but it's great when we hear that they're being recognized by the Department of Youth Services for that.
Definitely. So a big thank you to you guys. We also want to say a big thank you to Pathlight International. We know the good work that you're doing across this country and with all the students that are on scholarships. And I'm so proud of the fact that they've got 70+% on a roll, you know, when it comes to being in the schools. So guys, a big thank you. The gala is coming up this weekend at the George Price Center for Peace in Belmopan. It's going to be from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So 3 hours, singing, dancing. There'll be activities you definitely want to partake in, all right? Tickets are on sale. You can check them out as well. You got the number on the show a while ago. So make sure that you get your tickets, and the proceeds go to Pathlight as they continue to roll scholarships out to our Belizean students. But we've got to go. If you've got any questions, any concerns at all, drop us a line at oye@channel5belize.com.
You can also drop me a line at marlene_oye@channel5belize.com. Find us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ and on Instagram at OYE Belize. And remember to tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 when you open your eyes.
To start your morning right. As per usual, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your day, Belize.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together